We are all born with gifts. Some of us have more than one.
Not only did this song top the international charts in 1984, but it also broke the strict age restrictions of pop and established Tina Turner as the undisputed queen of rock and roll. This is the story of a pop song no one initially wanted, yet it became the anthem that saved her career and forever changed the rules for women in music. The song was created in the early 1980s by the Scottish songwriter Graham Lyle and the Australian musician and producer Terry Britten.
When people say, what is your secret, what do you tell them?
Oh God, I'm trying to find an answer all the time.
They wanted to create a catchy song that the world wants to listen to again and again. The song? What's Love Got to Do With It? Even though the demo was a flawless example of pop songwriting, few well-known celebrities were willing to take the risk of being associated with the cynicism it carried. Cliff Richard, Britain's golden boy of pop, was the first artist to be offered the song. But he felt its sharp, ironic tone didn't suit his wholesome image. So, after giving it a listen, he passed it by.
You have to like the material.
Oh yes, I insist.
So you won't sing something?
No, with the exception of my biggest hit in America, and well, actually my biggest hit in the world was What's Love Got to Do With It, and it wasn't my choice.
In reality, the song was recorded in 1984 by the British pop group Bucks Fizz, who had just won the Eurovision contest.
You do not live in this country.
I pay taxes here.
It's okay,
My family is here.
Okay, man, I didn't...
In 1983, Tina Turner was standing at a crossroads. 7 years earlier, she had walked out on Ike Turner, escaping an abusive marriage with nothing but her name, a handful of coins, and a fierce will to survive.
I worked hard all my life. Nobody gave me ever a thing. And when I started to take care of my family, I would say, oh.
Despite her bold move, the years that followed weren't easy in any way. Cabaret performances, small club jobs, and relentless hustles. All things she had to do to keep the lights on. Slowly, things started to change. Although her rendition of Al Green's Let's Stay Together went well in Europe, it wasn't the global hit she was hoping for. She started working on an album she believed would pull her out of the shadows, Private Dancer.
And last time you were here, I think you had a home in London and summer.
Yes, I lived here. I lived here for about 3 years.
But not now.
No, well, almost as much as I'm here. I do most of my work here. And
Roger Davies, her manager, obtained the What's Love Got to Do With It demo while searching for songs to finish the record. He believed it was ideal, but Tina saw things differently. She considered herself a performer of rock and soul, vivacious, unvarnished, and dominant. And this pop song with a pleasant mid-tempo felt overly polished and subdued. She didn't like it. It just wasn't for her. Davies, however, didn't give up. He was aware that she was in dire need of a single with widespread crossover appeal in the MTV-dominated mid-1980s. Something that could be played on pop, rock, and R&B radio all at the same time. There was a lot of pressure on Tina. While Let's Stay Together gave her a glimpse of success, her cover of the Beatles' Help fell flat in the UK. Everything now rested on one final song, What's Love Got to Do With It? Considering her options, Tina finally consented to trying. Music history would be altered by what transpired in that studio that day.
Public persona is wild to a certain degree.
Raunchy.
Sexy, raunchy, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Although Britten and Lyle's demo was skillful, snappy, and organized, it lacked that spark at the time. Despite the fact that it was technically flawless, it lacked emotion.
well, I took some sleeping pills, and I tried to go away very easily.
Tina Turner decided to fill that space with her life. In the verses, she made the wonderful, instinctive decision to slow down her vocal delivery, nearly uttering the lines in a confiding, conversational tone. What she delivered was more than just a song, but a powerful verdict.
Hi, everybody. It was really special when I heard that the Hall of Fame was giving me a trophy.
The way she handled the statement, "You must try to ignore that it means more than that," was worth listening to. It's a combination of a survivor's fatigue and smoky intimacy. Not only that, she then added grit to the chorus, causing her well-known rasp to curl like smoke around the hook. She infused the sardonic lyrics with the pain of her history, making the song a powerhouse. In the meantime, producer Terry Britton made important acoustic changes. He used a jagged, funk-inspired guitar motif to anchor the song while maintaining a clean arrangement.
Why do you think you found yourself thinking about him, someone who caused you so much pain?
The outcome was novel. Tina Turner's DNA was infused into every bar, creating a mix that wasn't quite pop, R&B, or rock. The steady tempo of 98 beats per minute and the minor key infused created a chilly, slightly enigmatic atmosphere that forcefully commanded attention. In May of 1984, What's Love Got to Do With It was released as the third single by Capitol Records.
In my case, I'm more of a one that I think love has everything to do with everything.
The reaction was instant. Radio loved it. But the ultimate accelerant was MTV. The Mark Robinson directed video was heavily aired on MTV. Nothing else on TV compared to the powerful image of Tina Turner walking the streets of New York with confidence and energy never seen from her before. This pop sensation was a hallmark on its own. This diva was not in distress. She exuded strength and style.
There was a lot said about me. In some earlier books, a few people had said, sure, she did a sob story, for the public.
At 44, Tina became the oldest female solo artist to reach the top of the US charts when the song peaked at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 by September. The song's power was in the gap between the lyrics and the performer.
I did give up in the book once, but I was saved. Right.
You were saved. How were you saved?
Well, do you have to talk about that?
Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? These were the words of a person who had surrounded herself with a wall of defense. Someone who had been so badly burned that she saw love as a liability. Coming from Tina, those words were devastating. She had suffered in private and in public for years. She had started from scratch and rebuilt herself. This woman was singing authoritatively that she would make the decision on whether or not love had any bearing in her life. It was a tough border established by a survivor. The bravado was a shield, but the delivery gave the shield a metallic ring of truth.
I'm a happy person normally. I don't dwell. I don't suffer and moan and whinge, as they call it over here. I'm not a complainer.
It wasn't just this song that topped the charts. Tina's career path was irrevocably altered. With over 10 million copies sold, it made Private Dancer a multi-platinum classic. In 1985, Tina took home 3 Grammys: Best Female Pop Vocal Performance, Song of the Year, and Record of the Year, breaking the industry stereotypes and placing herself in rock history. Tina, beyond doubt, demonstrated that an artist in her 40s could outsell younger rivals, dominate MTV, and sell out venues. Only a few have ever been able to bridge the gap between pop and R&B audiences as she did. The journey of the song was filled with close calls. It probably would have been a courteous UK pop success and little more if Cliff Richard had said yes. Additionally, Tina might never have touched it if Bucks Fizz had released their version. Tina's professional comeback might have happened more slowly or never at all if she had followed her gut and not recorded it. Instead, the song ended up in the hands of the one woman who could turn its sarcastic lyrics into a victorious assertion because of all she's been through. What's Love Got to Do With It was more than just a hit song. It's the compressed, timeless sound of suffering, perseverance, and ultimate, indisputable victory.